Yo. Sorry I'm late, y'all. Whew. I don't know why my camera seems so foggy today. Huh. Hey, everybody. Hey, Kaiwan. Of course, you're here first. There we go. Hey, Allison. Sorry, Allison, what do you mean you hope Jason comes... Oh, do you mean Jonathan? You hope Jonathan comes back as Lucky? I do too. It kind of sucks that, like, this is such a pivotal moment in the story and he's not here for any of it. Like, he done kissed Liz. He got attacked by Cyrus. Like, just, you know, the biggest part of the story. And he's not here for it. Unfortunate timing. For real, though. Oh, man. And he met freaking Aiden's boyfriend, too. Like, they finally casted him. Oh, lordy. Man. Yeah, Liz does CPR. Yeah. I mean, it's going to take more than CPR. They got to get that Digitalis counter drug. Didn't feel better at all, Kaiwan. Hey, Sandy. Alright, well, welcome to General Hospital Reactions. Today we are reacting to random clips of Susan Moore. Dude, I couldn't find a single video that you wanted me to watch. Not a single one. So we're watching random clips. And for like, just for like reference or clarification, I woke up at 5:30, spent 2 hours looking for clips that weren't on YouTube. So we're watching random clips. We're watching Susan being dumped by Alan. We're watching, I think, shortly after Susan gave birth to Jason. And we're watching Susan's murder. So, yeah. Today's episode. Yep. Today's episode. Oh, man. But yeah, I hope Jonathan Jackson is back soon. Today was crazy. I knew Cyrus was gonna go after Elizabeth, even though she was like trying to play it like, oh wow, you're just like me. Didn't even know Susan was even casted. Yeah, there was a whole murder storyline again about her. 2 hours. Maybe like an hour and a half, to be fair. An hour and a half, yeah. Because I started working on it at 7. So, They could have gave Lucky a better hairdo. I mean, it's on brand for Lucky. It's not like Jonathan's hair is much better at the moment. Lordy. Gonna be only a month until Jackson comes back. Yeah, well, he's supposed to be back before the end of this month, like on air. So I think he was probably only gone for a handful of episodes. But yeah, it is time to react to some classic GH. And for context, I've not seen most of Susan Moore's story. I know that her murder storyline was probably like one of the biggest murder storylines in the 80s. That and Diana Taylor's. But yeah, that's all I know. And that she's Jason's mom, and that Kaiwan in our chat is very obsessed with her. So we're doing this to end our misery. We're just going to humor Kaiwan and watch this lady like get dumped by Alan and have a baby and get murdered. And that was, all I had to go on. I could not find anything from their affair. I couldn't find anything from, like, their baby being conceived. I couldn't find the birth. I don't think the birth happened on screen, though. Because they've... Really, I saw her as irrelevant. Oh, she was irrelevant. It was, the story was really to give, like, Monica and Alan something to do, essentially. Just a murder mystery. But yeah, I honestly, someone asked earlier why she gave up Jason. I have no idea. Legitimately, like I said, I don't know too much about her. I just know that Monica hated Jason when he first was brought into the house. Yeah, that's the thing. Like a lot of older GH channels have disappeared because of copyright. In a lot of cases, it's because they not only had like the past clips, but they had present clips, and it was the present clips that got their channels deleted because there were a lot of great ones that are gone, and it's unfortunate. But at the end of the day, all these people, and even a lot of these people that are still amazingly on YouTube, are uploading copyrighted material, and so it's like, it's unfortunate. Back when YouTube had a bit more freedom in like 2006, you could find anything anywhere. All right, but I'm going to shrink me down to size, and I feel like my I'm probably lagging a little bit. Maybe not. I don't know. Oh, everything's going on. There's two cameras happening now. There we go. And I'm also on the wrong thing. Now you guys can see yourselves in my chat. Let's fix that. There we go. Oh man, and even this isn't completely fixed. Un momento. Let me just figure this out. By the way, this is also how my day has been so far, where like everything is going wrong in terms of like just my day in general. There, I think that's right. That looks right. But I need to be shrunken down just a little bit further. There we go. Okay. Now I will turn the mood music off, and we are going to watch Susan Moore and see if she's as interesting as Kaiwan makes her out to be. I'm just picking on you, right, man?
What are you doing here? Oh, it's my office. I work here. Not tonight.
Ooh, the potato quality, y'all. I'm sorry. Not my upload.
What do you mean? Have you forgotten our plans? You just go right ahead with your business. I won't get in the way. Don't be ridiculous.
We got the late Stuart Damon and the late David Lewis.
You can't stay here. Look, I have this damn quarterly report to finish tonight. I couldn't care less. Finish it tomorrow. Finish it at home. Don't finish it. Rick told you not to work too hard anyway. Well, who else is going to keep this company solvent? Excuse me. Why am I here? I'm trying to keep this family solvent, and I can't do it with you sitting out here. Alan, I'll just go on with my work. It would be too embarrassing. Oh, come on, Alan. Now, look, I haven't been embarrassed by anything in 35 years. Not you, Susan. I mean, this is going to be difficult enough without you complicating things. I have no intention of complicating anything.
For the record, the rest of the clips look better quality than this.
I am staying here. You can't. I certainly can. Now, look, Alan, this was my idea in the first place. Besides, you need somebody to back you up. I can handle it. Well, it doesn't hurt to have a little reinforcement in the wings, and nobody is better at putting a woman in her place than a Quartermain. Dad, I am a Quartermain. Well, I know that, Alan, but that's all the more reason we should stick together, right? Alan, she doesn't have to know I'm here. I know. Well, you'll draw strength from it, my boy, believe me. I believe I'm going out of my mind. Now, look, I have it all worked out. You take Susan in the office, and I'll hide out here someplace. This is ridiculous. Why am I standing here arguing with you? Well, I don't know, because I'm staying, and that's that. I wouldn't miss this for anything. Give me a break. A little bit of sympathy. Oh, Alan, you don't need any sympathy. You're a Quartermain, for heaven's sake. Now behave like one. I don't know what you're
No, at least Edward was always consistent. This has been his personality since the beginning.
When I finish having to tell that woman what I have to, she may tear me apart. Well, you may have a few scars, but certainly no permanent damage. I'll tell you one thing. When this whole ordeal is over, I'm going to get as far away from women as I possibly can. No, we all say that, but we keep coming back for more. That's her. Okay, now you stick to your guns. Man the torpedoes and full speed ahead, huh?
Hello, Alan.
Hi, Susan. Wow, you look...
Like it? I wanted to look especially nice for you tonight.
Oh, you certainly do.
Thank you. I'm glad you approve.
Yeah, I
Didn't have to say anything.
Yeah.
Nobody here.
No.
We have our love, we have our son, and most of all, we still have each other.
Why don't we go into my father's office? I think it'd be more comfortable in there.
All right.
Yep, that is the original Edward. And then the actor died, and then John Ingle played him.
Thank you. Oh, by the way. There you go.
Thank you.
So Edward was old a long time ago. You know what I mean?
To be alone with you like this.
Really, Edward probably died at like 110.
I'm over here, Alan.
Yeah, I'll be right there.
Alan?
I'm really thirsty. I really just need another drink.
Don't tell me you're nervous.
Of course not.
Your hand is shaking.
No, it's just a glass.
To tell you the truth, I was shaking a little bit today myself. I couldn't wait to see you again. You know, you still haven't kissed me.
Susan,
Alan, is something wrong?
I just don't know where to begin.
Why don't you sit down and relax?
Yeah, after you.
Sit down.
Okay.
There, isn't that better? You just relax.
Was
okay?
Edward ever young on GH? Also Lila? Neither of them were.
I certainly haven't had anything on my mind except us.
So good to feel close to you again.
Yeah. Susan, you know what? I really could use another drink. Would you like another drink?
I haven't even finished this one. Besides, I don't need a drink when I'm with you.
Susan, you really think that we ought to do this in a business office?
Business hours are open.
Telephone.
Edward has always been old, exactly.
Hello. Oh, you're losing it, Alan. Important call. These things take time. Hey, what time she'll lure you right into the poorhouse? What do you suggest? Well, be firm, fast. Tell her it's quick. Throw her out. Right. Thank you. Goodbye. Susan, there's something that I have to discuss with you.
Alan, we have all night. Can't we talk later?
No, I think that we really must talk about it right now, Susan, because it concerns our future. Our separate future.
Separate?
Yeah. Why don't you come over here and sit down, Susan, and don't interrupt me until I'm finished, okay? Ooh, that's the way, my boy. The reason that I called you here, asked you to come, I only had one reason, Susan, and that's just to say goodbye.
What?
I'm sorry.
Alan, I don't understand.
It's over, Susan. It's all over.
You can't mean that, Alan. I gave you a son. You wanted to spend the rest of your life with me. No.
No, look, Susan, this isn't easy for me. Excuse me. What is it? Don't back down now. You're the captain of your ship. She walks the plank. Goodbye. Susan, what we had was wonderful, but it's over.
Jeesh was so good at comedy without it being like too played that way, you know?
I set up a special trust fund for Jason.
This isn't happening.
You'll never want for a thing, honestly.
Alan, please don't do this. Please don't.
Susan, it's done.
No.
It's over.
I'm not going to let you turn away from me.
You gotta understand, Susan. It's finished.
No,
It's over. I'm not going back on it now, Susan. I'm sorry. Don't. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
so
you're
sorry.
not sorry. You planned it from the start, didn't you?
That's
you
not
used
true.
me. You
I
did.
didn't,
Why?
Susan.
I believe you. I hate you.
Don't.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Dang. And it is intriguing, Sam.
We did it, Alan. Oh, we did it.
Oh my god. I wish I had context for this. Like, why were they so desperate to get rid of her? Alright, there's probably an ad, but
Movers are up to 100%
the next
leakage,
clip,
so don't
I
have to
believe,
worry
is
about
just
leaks
shortly
or
after
photos.
she had given birth to Jason. Alan always loved Monica in the end. This is true. They were soulmates. They belonged together. But, you know,
Ooh, it
both of them were kind of serial cheaters, weren't they?
Susan?
And Alice, hi. Oh,
Hello,
you.
darling. I got here just as soon as I could.
I'm so glad you came.
Oh, here, I brought you over.
You didn't have to do that.
I know, but I wanted to make you something, and after all, I am a great aunt now.
Well, thank you.
You know, I'm glad you called me when you did, or I'm not sure I would have been able
Got
to
back
come.
together with Monica.
You know, they're just
All
about to
right.
close that airport because of the blizzard.
No kidding. I had no idea it was so bad.
Yes.
Hope we don't get stranded here.
Well, you know, that might not be so bad. I just got to look at somebody who looks very special to me.
Oh, you saw the baby?
Yes, I did.
Oh, isn't he beautiful?
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen a newborn who looks so good and so healthy.
He's perfect. The doctor said he's in wonderful condition.
Oh, how are you, honey?
Oh, I'm fine. I feel great now.
Well, I worried about you.
Well, you didn't have to. Everything went beautifully. No problem.
No, I mean, you know, being alone.
Yeah, I've only seen bits and pieces of her murder storyline in the past. I don't know
It's not quite the same, though, as
who actually killed
having
her,
a father with you.
but I'm assuming that there was so many
And
suspects
I
and it
want
was a
you to
murder
know that it's my
mystery.
decision to leave and to come to New York.
Yes, I realize.
Really, it was. Now, nobody talked me into leaving Port Charles to have my
Brian,
baby.
Brian in with the info, just what we need. Susan was a low-key scam artist
Maybe
who
so.
was in cahoots with Scott Baldwin and Heather Weber.
Happy, I know. I haven't been so happy
Interesting.
my whole life.
I didn't know they were cousins,
You
Heather
have
and
never looked
Susan.
so happy. You look wonderful, your little eyes shining.
It's a pretty incredible thing, you know, having a baby.
Yes, it is.
Especially the first one, I think. Of course, I don't know. I imagine anytime you have a baby.
Yeah, soap clips were just a dime a dozen back then.
But I'm just really sorry that you had to be here alone in New York and all those weeks by
It's
yourself.
okay, really.
Murder mystery with all the
Really,
Quartermains
it's
besides
fine.
Tracy. Okay.
Well, did you have any visitors?
Who would I have visit me? I don't know anybody here. You were referring to Arnold Wellington, aren't you? I didn't tell him where I was going.
Do you think that's wise?
Yeah, under the circumstances, I think it was.
Well, honey, like I said, it was your decision to make.
Well, I do have to admit there were some pretty lonely moments. Many times I do wish that he could have been here with me.
Oh, surely there was some time that he could have come up, I mean, even for a day.
How could he come when he didn't know where I was?
Susan, if this Arnold Wellington loves you,
He does, Aunt Alice.
okay, then
Is Arnold
I
Wellington
think
supposed to be
that
Alan
you're not
Quartermain?
telling him must have hurt him. I mean, very much. Not to let him know where you were going.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. But he knows why I did it, Aunt Alice. I did it to protect him. You see, his family life is, it's rather complicated.
Yes, I know. You told me that he was married. Do you think that he will... Well, I'm sorry. Will he take care of you?
Oh, of course he will. Aunt Alice, he loves me very much. In fact, he was just as happy about this pregnancy as I was.
Do you think he'll get a divorce?
I don't know.
Brian, you said it was a murder mystery at first, but she was off by Lila's
Hey,
first
come on, let's
husband.
not talk about all that now.
Oh, Susan attempted to blackmail the accused because Lila was still legally married to her
father,
first husband. Oh. Wait, that does sound familiar to me, actually. Maybe I have seen a couple of clips of
All I can
that.
say is that he's married, and he can't really leave his wife right now because he has another son who's a little bit older than mine is.
Dr. Quartermain's here.
AJ.
Jesse, your Alan comes.
Would you hold on a moment, please? Alan, phone call for you. It's from New York. Amy, would you please go back to work?
Amy.
This is Alan Quartermain.
Hal Tomlinson here, Doctor.
Oh, Mr. Tomlinson, how are you?
Can you talk?
Not awfully well. Go on.
Well, checking all the births in New York City hospitals finally paid off.
Oh?
Yes.
He thought
yes,
Susan was going to double cross him, so he offed her and tried to frame the accused, but it eventually came out.
without complications.
Alright.
She and the baby are doing fine. Dr. Quartermain? Did you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you.
Now, I have the number of the hospital if you want to write it down.
Yes, I do. Can you hang on for 1 second, Mr. Tomlinson, please?
Yeah, see, the thing with the Scotty and Heather having Franco as a son thing,
Jesse, you got a note?
it's so convoluted and back and forth with how those two got together. It's just all blurred now. It's like, I don't know. It's hard to find the timeline in these stories that they've rewritten.
Okay, I've got it. Thank you, Mr. Tomlinson. You did a swell job.
Glad to do it.
I'll take over from here.
All right. Now, if there's anything else I can do for you, just let me know.
You know what I'd really like you to do? I would love it if you could just stop this lousy weather here in Port Charles that's keeping us all prisoner. That would be wonderful. Thanks again.
Is this during the Ice Princess story? Oh, man. All right.
Ibuprofen targets pain. Acetaminophen blocks pain signals.
Or was the
Once
weather
you
just
lose your
bad?
enamel, you can't really get it back. Strong enamel. Nothing beats it. Pronamel Active Shield.
They've blessed us with short commercials this time. God, I love the soundtrack of the 80s so much. I miss when GH had good background music. And we really did all the way through to like 2012. And then Ron Cates replaced freaking R.C. Cates. Or Ron Carlivati replaced R.C. Cates. Crane Tolliver killed Susan here. They've rewritten so much to the point nothing is new, just recycled. You're not wrong, Sam. Speaking of Heather, though, there she be.
Call bank regarding Scotty's forgery. We'll see about that.
I'm assuming Heather was probably a suspect too then.
No! No! Don't!
Okay, that was so cheesy. That was so horribly acted.
I, Dr. Stephen Hardy, can personally vouch for that.
Thank you, sir.
I wonder how much they paid Reese and Claire for playing Where You Are twice recently. I don't know, because like ABC had like the rights to a lot of music that were done under a certain company,
Gonna have something to eat?
including most of Ree's work.
Alice, I thought you were staying with Susan.
I couldn't.
OG Heather. Well, Heather number 2, technically.
With Susan.
But, like, pretty much the OG.
She was fine when I left.
That was before Scotty got there.
What happened?
Scotty and Susan had a fight, and she got very upset.
Great, I just got through telling her she had to relax, take things easy.
Well, maybe you should have had that conversation with Scotty.
No. Susan was his fault, not his. I mean,
Yeah.
Susan started it. What am I going to do?
Alice, I don't know. Sometimes a doctor
Yeah, it was
can only do
laughable,
so much,
Angel.
then it's up to the patient.
Susan needs help.
Heather was a suspect,
She
Scott
wants to
Baldwin,
admit
and the
that she
Q's, of
needs this
course.
kind of help, right? And we have to sit back and wait for her to make the first move. She has to face the fact that she has emotional problems. Then we can be there for her when we could try to talk her into seeing Gail.
Oh, no, I honestly think that we're beyond all that.
Nobody is beyond all that.
I don't mean any disrespect, Dr. Weber, but you both are treating this like something in a medical book. Look at Susan's past.
Drinking?
The accident and her problem with men. It has been building up for years.
You think she's come to some sort of crisis point?
Oh, I don't know what to call it. What I see is a woman who has lost control, facing a husband who has never had any control. It's like they're both lit and they're just going to go off together.
What would you like me to do now?
I
I
don't
think
know.
Jason was in the Q's custody at this point.
Rick to go back there?
So was there a
No,
custody
no.
battle, Sam?
What?
I don't know.
Like, why would
why
Susan
I'm
just
asking.
give
Well,
him to the
asking us doesn't
Q's?
do any good. As he said, Susan has to take the first step.
And what I'm saying is that she isn't able. We are going to have to do it.
Well, then maybe we should just wait until the morning. We can talk to her then. Often people are more receptive in the morning.
Well, I do seem to listen a little better after a good night's sleep.
I suppose.
Alice?
Well, it's just that I've got this feeling.
What feeling?
Oh, never mind.
No. If you want us to help, we have to know what's going on. You have this feeling.
It feels as though tomorrow might be too...
Too late?
All I know is that something has got to be done as soon as possible.
Jason was in their custody. Scotty was trying to get Jason for Susan, but he wanted to get a hold of Jason's trust. Or scam of his own. Man. Okay, so they really made Heather look like suspect number 1. But I wonder if the audience looked at that and was like, no, they didn't show her shooting her. There we have it, folks. Susan Moore in 3 videos. I know it's probably hard to just kind of get context for her in general, but we done did the thing, and that's that's half the battle. But yeah, they never bring this up. The story needs to be great. Heather's prints were all over the place. Yeah, clearly. But you know how, like, I feel like us as an audience in the present day are either so used to how soaps play out certain things, or if the audience watching back then was just as receptive and were like, no, there's no way Heather killed her. Like, that's what I'm wondering, because like if we seen that now, I think a lot of us will be like, well, no, they didn't show Heather shooting her. There had to have been someone else there. Like, do you think the audience was coming to the same conclusions? Was anyone watching back then that had the same thought that Heather didn't kill her as they saw that scene? Because I feel like if that happened today, I would have been like, no way. Bad acting. Yeah, I mean, GH, wasn't receptive to bad actors. Even in the 80s, as many actors that did come from the 80s are legends. and fantastic at what they do, not all of them were. And, you know, the same could be said about today's GH too. There's a lot of amazing, talented actors on the show, but every now and then we get a bad one or two. So it is what it is. That murder mystery storyline gave insight as to the kind of person Susan really was. Jason, Alan, and the Qs were all better off in the end with her getting taken off the chessboard. All right. That's the thing, because Scotty and Heather doesn't actually think of Jason's family. Oh. Man. Well, in any case, I don't know. Maybe one day if I'm like really ill in bed, I'll just binge watch the whole Susan Moore murder storyline, because that storyline seems to be all there. But I don't know. It's hard to really obviously grasp a character in just 3 short clips. She doesn't seem like anything special to me, with all due respect, Taiwan. But it is what it is. Everyone has their preferences to characters, and you know, we all like what we like and we don't like what we don't like. So who's Sky's mother? Some woman from All My Children, I think, right? Or One Life to Live. Also kind of lends as to why Scott strongly dislikes Jason as well. This is true, but I think part of it is because he's Sonny's right-hand man too, and given what Sonny did to Karen, most of the talented actors are either vets or young that have been on for years. That's true. That is true. But we've had some talented newcomers too, you know, like Nicholas Chavez, who played Spencer, was phenomenal in the role. And you know, we've had some winners. I think that the actor that plays Isaiah is doing a really good job as well. Obviously we got Jeff Kober, but he in his own right is a incredible actor, who's got, you know, a resume to prove it, despite him being new to soaps. But with Luke and Laura storyline, got a sprinkle and what? Yeah, that's how I started. You know, Luke and Laura's story. I watched that, and you know, I binged that when I was sick, back in 2006, and also just out of wanting to know who she was when she was first coming back to the show. Scott called Jason the #1 goon when he was on trial for Luis Alcazar's murder. There you go. Oh man. All right, but that's a wrap for the reactions. I know some of y'all want to talk about today's episode. I don't have too much time, but what I will say is I really loved the scenes. I'm very patriotic tonight. You know, it's funny, like it says like I love Canada for the record. It's probably mirrored in your view. But I picked this out thinking it was just a white shirt, and it ended up being this, and I was like, you know what? Sure. Oh, man. The universe gives us signs, you guys. But yeah, sorry, going back on that I was reading the chat. Going back on what I said, I really enjoyed the scenes between Cyrus and Elizabeth. The explanations for their deaths. Sam's was pretty flimsy, to be fair. Like, it truly was. And Michael's was pretty flimsy too, because he was, you know, yeah, he was burning and in pain, but like that could have went away easily. Why not? Go Canada, not our 51st state. Hey, I agree. Canada is Canada, 100%. But it was honestly by fluke that I wore this today. But it is fitting, given what Canada's going through. Yeah. We fighters, though. So, you know. Brian said, more lazy and telegraphed writing with the excuses. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like, I feel like it could have been a more compelling story had Sam and Dex and Michael not have been tied into it. Like, if they just turned Cyrus into this, you know, mercy killer, and we got to know these random patients, you know, and they were dying. I suppose the most interesting thing for me was like, oh, he actually harmed Lulu, and that's why she needed a liver transplant in the first place. That was the surprise part to me. Sammy said the reason for Sam's is stupid as yeah it is. It's true. It is true. She needed to die because she prolonged Lulu's suffering even more. That's so stupid. Yeah, flimsy at best to tie her into the story. Oh, Sandy, I don't hate the American people. But yeah, sadly, you know, it is what it is. And Canada will act accordingly to deal with that guy. Along with the rest of the world, because, you know, we be making trade partners elsewhere. So, apologies to what that will lead to in the States in advance, but you gotta blame the guy in the White House for your soon-to-be overpriced goods and oil and electricity, especially. Andrew said, I hope they got that antidote for Digitalis with the ambulance. Yeah, I was like, well, I mean, to be fair, Elizabeth had called 911 beforehand. Hopefully she can call the hospital again. Or at least text Isaiah. Warn someone in the hospital to bring that. Because Lucky's not going to die. We know that. They didn't bring him back to just kill him off. But, you know, it'll be interesting to watch for sure. And I think Becky's gonna kill her portion of the storyline. It sucks that Jonathan is not here for this part of the story. I'm so mad about it. Dozen of eggs is $5. Man. Well, yeah, the bird flu situation isn't helping that either, though. So it just makes them even more. Yeah, I think Cyrus is definitely going to run away and end up wherever Jocelyn is. Well, we know where Jocelyn is. She's at his house that Austin was killed in. But yeah, Cyrus, Cyrus is clear. Like, Cyrus was, okay, so first of all, Jeff Colbert also is playing, like, this unhinged sort of, like, desperado, mercy killer sort of story very well. Because you could tell he was backed in a corner and desperate and knowing what he was about to do. Like, you knew, like, he was about to kill Elizabeth. And you could tell that he was like, I don't know, he's acting a little psychotic. I wonder who's going to lights out Cyrus. I think it's going to be a bit of a murder mystery as well, to be fair, because so many people want him dead. Alexis wants him dead. Jason wants him dead. Danny wants him dead. Jocelyn wants him dead. Probably Lucky and Elizabeth want him dead, but I think they're probably in the clear for this one. Who knows? Maybe even Martin. Maybe Cyrus's mom will get well enough that she'll kill him herself. Oh, man. Yeah, Joss has Dex's weapon. Yeah, Jeff is doing a great job. Yeah, I'm going to miss him. I'm assuming he's not getting out of this alive. I think we all can predict that. Sunny wants him gone too. Yeah, but Sunny's busy at the moment, you know? Sunny can't risk having a heart attack. Nathan, you know what's funny? I said the same thing. Okay, so I literally just finished watching GH before I came down here to start the live stream. I said the exact same thing, and my mom's like, only you would know that. I am going to show her this chat in a minute and be like, I am not the only one that spotted this. I'm like, I know, like, I really wanted Willow to be like, you bought the house where I was in a cult? That would have been hilarious. But I'm pretty sure it's actually just supposed to be a recycled set that we're not supposed to know was actually the Dawn of Day house. And to be fair, it was Portia's house as well at one point after that. Brian, you said Cyrus is a goner and Jeff Kober is a great actor. Yeah, he is fantastic. I've really enjoyed him being on. As much as Cyrus can get on my nerves, he does one hell of a job in the role. Oh, man. But yeah, I still wanted Will to go running, screaming for the hills. Drew literally took her to Dawn of Day. Yeah, just the irony there. Like, I'm sure that, like, GH probably thinks we're too dumb to pick that up, but like they didn't really change the house much. You feel like they'll bring him back? I don't know. It ultimately is going to depend on how he dies. They could bring him on as a new actor, but I don't know. I mean, not a new actor, a new character. Drew is not beating the creep claims. Totally not. Where's Albert? Usually Albert creeps in to be like, Drew's a good man. No. Look at him. He literally took Willow to Dawn of Day. Yeah, Becky was great too. She played Terrified so well. Terrified but trying to talk her way into hopefully Cyrus sparing her. But I think she knew that the writing was on the wall. Oh, man. But yeah, no, today's episode of GH was good. Obviously, we'll talk about it more on Sunday. And I'm looking forward to it. There's lots to discuss. And I'm assuming it's only going to get crazier the rest of the week. So Drew probably believes Shiloh did nothing wrong. You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. Was Drew already in the plane crash at this point when Dawn of Day was happening? I can't remember now. So we're done with Cyrus' delusions. Next will be Christina and her delusions about Ava. Yeah, from one delusional person to the next. And watch it right after this thing. Do it up. But yeah, anyway. I think I'll end the stream here. Thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. If you liked this reaction, give it a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to. And I will catch you guys this Sunday for the General Hospital After Show, where we'll discuss the whole week, including today's episode, which I'm really looking forward to seeing the follow-up tomorrow. It's going to get crazy. All right. Have a good night, y'all. Mwah.